What is up, YouTube? This is your boy Big G, Will 88 here, back with another YouTube video today. Today's video is going to be the review on Captain Marvel, the movie. I just saw the movie today. Went to go see it today, actually, this afternoon to see it. Loved it. It's freaking awesome. The best movie that I've seen so far this year of Marvel that they've done. Yeah. It basically started her trilogy as, you know, her getting powers, and as a kid, failing a few things, trying to, rise up from all this stuff, become who she is. That's Captain Marvel. And basically, on this movie, it explains everything, every little detail of Avengers movies that they've made so far this year. Every single one. From the first Iron Man to Cap to what it is now, every single one ties into this movie right now. Captain Marvel. Everything ties into this. That will explain pretty much everything that we need to know about going into Endgame now. And with this one, it really gives you an idea of how it got formed and how it became what it is today. And how, Fury became who he is, and how, everybody became what they are now. And how he started it and what he's looking for when it first started with this. Captain Marvel was the first one that pretty much joined the team, becoming the first ever Avengers to, kick off this surge. You know, and basically became that person that knew in how things would change. And to me, I think with this movie, it really set a goal of, it set the peak, it had the specific knowledge of it all, it got straight down to business, no bullshit, no nothing. It became what the movie is, and what it was is awesome. It was a freaking awesome movie. I recommend going seeing it. There was one scene at the end of the credits, and I'm not gonna say what it was, but there's a scene there, and it basically describes how after Infinity War, when Nick Fury pretty much was doing before he disappeared, he had that little, pager thing, and it goes from there. But I'm not gonna say, anything else besides that. But it pretty much explains how, you know, he got connected with her, and how this movie now, Captain Marvel, pretty much explains everything, set the scene here. So it pretty much sets it all from beginning to end to end, running to Endgame basically. Uh, it explains a lot. It really does. It sets the scene perfectly for Endgame, no matter what the matter of it is. I mean, we just came out, you know, on March 8th, so it came out this week. Basically, came out yesterday, and looking at it, watching it, and hearing about it, it it pretty much set the bar for Endgame straight up. I mean, I recommend Marvel fans to go see it right away. Go see it. You understand what I'm talking about? Save it till the end as always, like I always do. And you'll find that one scene that I'm talking about, and you will get it from every single movie that they've done. From the characters to the villains, every little scene that this movie pretty much represents and explains, it does. Ain't no bullshit. You don't get any, missed scenes or missed credits. You get everything that explains this movie perfectly. And now it does. I mean, going into Endgame right now with this, it's a game changer. Basically, it's a real big game changer for everything that, from this movie now until April 26th when Endgame comes out, it pretty much sets the scene for what we're looking for in this entire MC universe that we've been waiting for, and we got it. We got it. No doubt, we got it. I mean, it worked out well. It really did. And watching the credits and that one scene, you know, not shocked, but a little surprised, but not really at all. And watching all the trailers for Endgame, and watching the two trailers that they showed, and then watching that one trailer, the first trailer they did all together, and seeing that one scene, then you go see this Captain Marvel now, and you remember that one scene, like, okay, this is from that specific scene of that movie, and we got it. We got that scene, we got what we needed, and it pretty much explains everything that happens in the movie that will continue with the next one. You know, and it does confirm some things that I had. Well, I guessed on something, and it kind of worked. It worked because I had a guess, like, if he gave her that, and then, you know, vice versa it, you know, we pretty much we got the picture, but we got and it worked out pretty well. I'm not gonna say anything about the end scene credit because I'll just give it away. But yeah, it pretty much explains what we were looking for and everything. Pretty much how it all started, how everything came together with all this, and how you know this Captain Marvel pretty much changes what we expected to happen, and and now with going to Endgame now, it pretty much explains a lot, and it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a really good movie. I think it's really gonna set the bar for what we're looking for into the next into Endgame now and whatnot. So it works out. It works out pretty well. I'm happy that it did, and I'm happy with the scene, and happy with what I saw with the end of credits. And the whole movie was good all in all. It was really good. It pretty much explained a lot that we started to know now. We didn't know the trilogy of it. We knew of some things, but we didn't know the whole entire trilogy how it became what it is. And this movie pretty much explains everything of Captain Marvel, how she becomes who she is, and how it sets the scene for going to the next one, going to Endgame. Pretty much brings you until we want to go forward with it. So it pretty much makes it a really perfect scenarios to say that with this movie now and going into Endgame, you really get your information from watching Captain Marvel the movie till you have the information to go into Endgame now with that. I'm not gonna say anything about if Captain Marvel makes appearances or not, but if you watch the movie and you stay to the end of credits, you'll pretty much get it. You're not gonna miss anything. You'll get what I'm talking about. And what if you remember that one scene from Infinity War towards the end of the credits of that movie, you'll get the idea for for Endgame now. And once you have that, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and pretty much everybody will. I'll give it a couple of days when the movie leaves theaters, whatever. And I'll pretty much explain what I was talking about. But people have seen this yet or have not seen it, it's worth it. I mean, you pretty much get what I've been trying to explain for a while. But I mean, with this now, this entire movie now pretty much explains how Nick Fury pretty much says that we need to find more of these people. And well, there you go. But it just works out pretty well. I'm glad that you have to see this movie. Pretty much explains how how it sets the movie and how it sets the scene to the last one. But it works out. It really does. It really, really does. Like, I'm not one of those guys who's gonna come on here, be a YouTuber, and spoil the last scene of the movie. But for the credits, I don't do that. I let people find out for themselves. It just came out yesterday, so I don't really want to say too much about it. But a really good movie. Why not maybe two scenes to watch for it, and then you understand one thing, and one thing I really get, and how he pretty much got. Well, you'll see it, but it explains a lot of things with how Fury became who he is and whatnot. But it's good. It's really good. It was really good all in all. I'm very happy for it. But so I don't say too much about the movie. I just pretty much say what I have to say, and people will go see it. Simple as that. I mean, I'm not supposed to tell about it, but this leaves excitement for fans to go see this movie and pretty much get an idea of what happens with the entire movie in general. Pretty much explains how the Avengers became who they are, and how everybody becomes who they are now in these movies, and pretty much explains a lot that we really didn't know them when the first Avengers movie came out. We didn't know too much about when the first Iron Man movie came out. We didn't know too much about that then either. We didn't know how Arthur became who he is and how the Avengers are who they are now. It's a different scenario of what we expected, but it explains a lot of every single Avengers movie that they made, I'm into Endgame now, but it's really good. I'm glad that Marvel Universe made this Captain Marvel movie because we didn't have this movie, we wouldn't know what would happen in the movie now to go into Endgame. You know, I'm glad that I respect Marvel for keeping very things very tight-lipped because they needed to with this movie and to Endgame because if you gave anything away now, it would pretty much destroy the chance of anybody as a fan to see this movie be like, oh crap, this is a complete waste of my time because I already know what happened. But you don't. You get to go see it, get to see for yourself, and I'll explain it when it's been out for a period of time, and I'll say what we're gonna say about the credit scenes and all that. But I'm glad everybody else go see it for themselves, which makes sense. But it pretty much sets the scene for how things become what they are, and it's a good thing. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but it's a good thing, and it really is. It pretty much explains a lot of what Marvel wanted to keep together and how they kept things in the lid, how to keep it very quiet because he didn't want to give too much away. And you really could because with these two movies, with Marvel and Endgame, you really couldn't say much. You really couldn't explain anything until you saw this movie. Captain Marvel, until you got an idea of what really pretty much what the talk was about and how this movie became what it is to what it is now. And just from being it out from yesterday to now, today, it's amazing to me. It pretty much makes every fan love to watch Marvel movies forever. I mean, it's just awesome. It's a really good. I'm just really glad that they did this kind of thing now. Wait too long because I think it makes sense to do the first when they first did the first Iron Man. That pretty much brought the story. They got lively now, brought it together. Brought everybody together now, just slowly progressed until what it is now and how it became such a famous, iconic, these movies forever. It sets the scene for a lot in these Avengers movies that they made. And I'm glad that the Russo brothers went in a really good direction with this, made a good storyline with each movie that they made. Every single one from Iron Man to Avengers to Captain America to Thor to all these, even Spider-Man, all these things that comes together now will make it worth watching. Captain Marvel, Endgame, any movie that they've done so far yet to come, it's worth it. I mean, it's worth it. It really. I'm glad that they did what they had to do with this. Kept it. It was a really good storyline. Really good characters, really good people. It's just a really good point of a story view because I didn't know how the storyline was gonna be. I didn't know